Hey, thank you so much. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Sachs. I'm from Right Line Trading, and this is our address, www.rightlinetrading.com, email info@rightlinetrading.com, and our phone, 786-713-5276. And I'll show that again later. And just a quick mandatory disclaimer. That Right Line Trading takes no responsibility for any participation by visitors or subscribers within futures or forex markets. Our information is for educational purposes only. We are not certified financial commodity trading advisors, and we suggest that you consult a licensed advisor before making any trade, and never risk more than 2% of your account on any trade. With that said, I'd just like to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a graduate of the University of Pennsylvania, and I'm a former professor at Jefferson College in Philadelphia. And I've published close to 15 peer-reviewed articles in first-tier journals, and I've been involved in the financial markets for over 20 years. And Right Line Trading is constantly evolving. We analyze price action, market structure, and indicator algorithms via the use of mathematical modeling. And we believe that every closed system and each individual financial market is a closed system. We can predict how price is going to move in that closed system by understanding what independent variables or forces are brought to bear on price, putting them in a multivariable equation, and then optimizing them. And I'm going to show you that what we use for our analysis are all forward-looking indicators. We use no indicators that are lagging. We're one of the fastest growing trading systems on Ninja. Now, we have our Uni Renko trading system is really unlike any that you will have seen in the past. It gives you precision, exact, software-generated entries that work. Many funded top-step traders use our system. I'll show you today. I think we made close to $400 in the room. On Friday, we made over 500. On last Thursday, we made also over 500. We traded every day in the live trading room, and almost every day we make really good money. Now, why is the system so good? The system was created via the use of mathematical modeling techniques. And that's a science that drives the creation of all software generated to predict the future movement of dependent variables in a closed system. In our particular case, the dependent variable is price, and the closed system is a financial market. It's the same techniques that are used by Google, Facebook, and almost all big tech companies. Now, the system works on every single financial market on any time frame. You can use it to trade stocks. You can use it to trade forex. You can use it to trade futures. Again, all indicators have forward-looking ability. There's no lagging indicators. They all lead. And the software is purposed to predict the future movement of price on a given financial market. Now, for many years, I traded range bars. And then I really became a Uni Renko convert. Now, both have some things in common. Both are time and tick independent. And they have, so those are the similarities, and here are the differences. And here's Uni Renko. Now, we traded 2 Uni Renko. Each setting is individualized for forex, futures, and each individual stock. It's also optimized for each individual futures market. Now, the weaknesses of Uni Renko are that they obliterate price action to some extent. It's more difficult to tell who's in control of the market based on price action and market structure. You cannot evaluate Japanese candlestick patterns. You cannot see an engulfing candle, a dark cloud cover, a piercing candle, a doji. This kind of information that does provide you with good information as to who's in control of the market at any given time is obliterated. You cannot discern from a rising and falling triangle or a channel. So in order to trade Uni Renko, and during most webinars, when you see Renko or Uni Renko projected, you'll only see a trade projected during a period when the market's trending. You won't get to see it when the market's choppy. And unless you have a powerful leading indicator to get you in a really precise way and keep you out of the market when it's choppy, you're going to take a lot of losers. Now, the strength of Uni Renko is that it filters out noise, which is really significant. And along with a powerful leading indicator that signals an entry, it creates, I think, superior trading opportunities to that of range. And again, unlike range, range, when you go from market to market, range is very, very easy to format. Uni Renko is much tougher, and we have to do a lot more work to format the system for each individual market, whether it's futures, forex, or stocks. Now, this is the core of the system. Now, this is the 3-line indicator. Now, it's important to understand why this leads price and doesn't lag price. The first and most important thing is this: any indicator that utilizes price on your trading chart as an assessment as data assessment becomes a dependent variable. You want to unlink the indicator analysis from anything that takes place on your trading chart to create an independent assessment. This indicator only looks at price and market structure on your 2 higher time frames. For the Uni Renko charts, it's the 2 higher multiple Uni Renkos, the charts that give you longer candles, candle bodies, a bigger tick value, and overall, on a reversal, a potential bigger candle. So you're looking at a longer or slower chart, and you're actually looking at 2 slower charts. Now, I'm calling them higher term time frames simply because they are 2 slower charts, are what are going to determine how price moves on your trading chart. And they're going to lead price on your trading chart. And no data from your trading chart is used to create the analysis. Now, the first line is momentum, the second line is stochastic, and the third line, which may be the most powerful, is order flow. And this order flow tracking or order flow analysis is really a very, very sophisticated way of determining who's in control of the market, bulls or bears. So let's take a look at how that number is calculated. This is the market delta. This is calculated by determining, is there an overabundance of aggressive buyers or an overabundance of aggressive sellers on the trading dome? If there's an overabundance of aggressive sellers, this number is negative. Like right here, it's negative 1,430. If there's an overabundance of aggressive buyers, the number is positive, which makes it 2512. Now, the problem with tracking the delta of each candle from your trading chart is that, and this is the plot of the delta on your trading chart, is that not only does it have no forward-looking ability, it actually can be significantly misleading. And here's the reason. Occasionally, you're going to get a positive delta on a down candle and a negative delta on an up candle. Now, these are outliers, and this occurs when there's an enormous number of buyers or sellers sitting at a particular tick level that simply absorb all the additional orders to create divergence between the delta and the direction of the candle. So in order to get rid of these outliers, now 66 2/3% of all these deltas are going to close in the direction they should. If they're positive, they're going to be up. If they're negative, they're going to be down, which is one standard deviation's worth of data. So in order to get rid of the outliers, what we do is, first of all, we don't look at the delta of your trading chart. We look at the delta of the candles created on the 2 higher time frames. And then we put them in a 15-period simple moving average. And those 15 sequential calculations knock out these outliers. So when the 15-period SMAs on both higher time frames are sloping up, the bulls are firmly in control. That's going to make that order flow line green. When both 15-period SMAs are sloping down, the bears are firmly in control, and that's going to make that line red. Now, again, it looks at the delta of each candle on the 2 higher. Now, I put a 3 time and 9 time, but that's for range and time. For Uni Renko, it's simply a multiple of 1 and a multiple of 2. So these are examples pulled right off the chart, and I'm going to show you a live chart very, very shortly, because everybody can cherry pick. But here's where order flow is green, and you can see that you must trade long because bulls are in control of the market. When order flow is red, those 2 15-period SMAs on the higher time frames, and this is your trading chart, you have to trade short. Here, it's a little choppy. On this entry, you get a long. On this entry short, you get nothing. No trade. And here, you have a long trade only. If you counter trend trade in the direction of order flow, the likelihood of getting stopped out is exceedingly high. Here's another example of how when there's no alignment here on a pivot, which is where you want to get in on a Uni Renko chart, you don't have an entry. And this is one of the ways we protect our entry signals from taking an entry in shop. Now, these are the only 2 areas that align. Here on the short entry, you're good to go. And here on this long entry, you're good to go. Every place else here, you have absolutely nothing to trade. Here, you can't really take the trade because the pivot's here. Here, you can take the short because you do have order flow to the downside. Every place else, this is just broken up, and you have overall very poor alignment of order flow. This is just one way that without alignment on a Uni Renko chart, you can't take an entry. And here's another alignment. Now, the great thing about Uni Renko is this. If you get a reversal candle, which should take you out of the trade, because you should trail the trade and the reversal candle should take you out, you get this big wick to enter. This big wick is a bear failure. It tells you that bears tried to push the market all the way down. They failed. The bulls pushed it right back up. Order flow is in your direction. You've got the trade to here, out, and right back in and up. Here, you have nothing. No trades, long or short. Here, order flow to the downside, and down you go. Here on the entry, order flow to the upside, and you have a winner. Really, really helps us get winners. Today we had 4 winners and 1 loser. And the 1 loser was a perfect setup that took us out. Not every single trade works. And I'll show you all the entries. Now, on our MACD, is what we use to calculate momentum. Now, momentum is the first line. And what we do is we look at the slope of the MACD. When the MACD is accelerating away from the signal line, on both higher time frames, momentum is moving to the upside. When the MACD is accelerating towards the signal line on both higher time frames, momentum is diminishing, and you can only trade short. Now, when there's no alignment of the slope of the MACD on both higher time frames, you're going to get a yellow, which means don't trade. So again, it looks at the slope of the higher time frames on the Uni Renko charts. When both momentum lines are accelerating away from the signal line, it's green. When both momentum lines or MACD lines are accelerating towards the signal line, and I misspelled that, it's not the signal like, it's a signal line, you get red. And when the momentum lines are not in agreement, you get a yellow. Now, what you do is you're trading with more specificity, which is a mathematical term. What you want to do as a day trader is trade with tremendous specificity. The goal when you trade with specificity is not to get a winner, it's to avoid taking a loser. And the winners will come. If you trade with sensitivity, which is the way most day traders trade, and they trade with tremendous FOMO, which is fear of missing out. They try to get in on every winner, and they're also going to get sucked into tons of losers. When you trade with a lot of specificity, you don't care about the winners you can't chase, and only take the winners that align and comport with your trading rules, and you're going to start avoiding a huge number of losers. Now here, order flow and momentum are both red, and you can only trade short. So these pull-ups or pullbacks, you know are simply going to roll back to the downside. You're not going to chase anything long. Here is where you go long. Here, with order flow and momentum red, you're only going to go short. Here, only long. Here, and this is what I was talking about when you trade with specificity. Because order flow and momentum don't align, even though this trade is a winner, you have to stand aside. And you should have no problem with it, because the risk on entry was exceedingly high since you didn't really get a valid entry signal. Right here, this is chop. I don't have a crosshair, but I can show you. You do have an entry long, but you don't have an entry long here. Here's your trades. Green, green, and up. Long only, because right here on this first candle, you're up. Green, green, up. And these are taken off of real charts, again, which I'm going to show you. Here, green, green on the entry, long. Here, there's no alignment for a trade. And here is your long trade. Now, if you're worried about being able to make an assessment of when you've got overlapping reds and overlapping greens, don't worry about it. I'm going to show you what we do at the end to make this really a very, very simple assessment. Now, the last is stochastic. And again, we only look at the 2 higher Uni Renko. I'll call them time frames, but they're simply the 2 higher Uni Renko settings. And the way we formulate stochastic is when both stochastic lines are, when the stochastic lines on both higher time frames are overbought or above the 80 line, the line's always green. And when both stochastic lines are oversold, the line is always red. When it's greater than 80 or less than 20, it makes no difference whether the stochastic line is above or below the signal line. It is always green and always red. When the stochastic line is between 20 and 80, when the stochastic lines are above the signal lines, it's green. The line is green. When the stochastic lines are below the signal lines, then the line is red. And when both stochastic lines are not in agreement, then the line is yellow. So now, here I just wanted to depict this visually. Here, the market's overbought. So even though the stochastic line, which is the gold line, may cross below the signal line, the stochastic line will always be green. Here it's oversold. It doesn't matter that there's a cross of the stochastic with the signal line. If it takes place in an oversold area, it's always going to be red. In between the 80 and the 20 line, here's the stochastic line above the signal line. Your stochastic line will be green. Here, the signal line is below. I'm sorry, the stochastic line is below the signal line. If it's on both higher time frames, the stochastic line will be red. So now you've got even more data you have to assimilate before you can take a trade. And you can see that it becomes complicated. And if you're trading multiple instruments, it can be a little bit difficult to assess when all three lines are green. Remember, these do their assessment intra-candle, and sometimes they're going to change color intra-candle. So it makes it a little bit difficult to do your assessment. So, as I said, when all three lines are in place, the assessment becomes confusing. So what we do is we project the results of the three line directly onto the candle, making the assessment super easy. So now you don't have to care about the three line. Now, the color of the candle halo is a color you choose. The thickness of the candle halo is also a thickness that you choose. I chose to make my down three line alignment yellow and my up three line alignment blue. So now I don't have to look down here. When I've got a yellow candle halo, I know the three line is aligned to the downside. When I have a blue candle halo, I know the three line is aligned to the upside. And then we do one more thing. Now, the three line can predict the future movement of price. You can see the three line is yellow on an up candle. It's turned negative before price on your trading chart has. Give you a great short. You don't see this signal that often, but it occurs. Here's your up on a down three line and down. Up on a down three line and down. Now what we do, we want the workspace to be as clean as possible. And why project any data on it that just distracts our eyes? So what we do, we make the three line transparent and it disappears from the chart. We don't need to see the three line at all. We set all three lines to transparent and we only look at the data projected, or the total data or the assessment of the three line projected onto the candle. There's your no entry here, no three line, entry long, entry long, entry short, and you don't even need to look at the candle bodies. So that makes it really, really different, easy to assess. Now I'm going to skip. I just wanted to go to our oscillator, and I don't know where that is, but what I'm going to do is we're just going to go to some live charts, and then I'll show you our offer. Hang on one second. Let me show you the NQ. And I'll show you any charts that you like. Now, this is a live chart, so you know I'm not playing around with it here. And we got so many entries here. Let me do the YM first, and then I'll do the NQ. The YM's a little bit easier, but I'll show you any market you want. And then I'll show you the E-mini. It's the wrong month, that's all. Okay, here's the YM. Let's go to the beginning. So here's your first trade on the YM. Right here. See the oscillator sleeve? Now let me tell you a little bit about the oscillator. This is an exponential oscillator. It generates these entry signals. This is a unique oscillator. Every time the oscillator line crosses the 50, or the 50 line here, you're going to get a signal. Now you see, you've got a pivot right behind you. So you're into the downside. And that's a 24 tick trade. And you can't take the continuation short because you don't have the 3 line. There's your continuation short, and you're back into the trade with the 3 line. Here's your counter trend. You can't take it. You don't have the 3 line. Here's your short trade. You do have the 3 line. Here's your short trade, counter trend. You do have the 3 line. Here's your your counter trend. You do have it. Here's your short trade. You do have it. Here's your up trade. You don't have it. Now here's your up trade. This is not going to make it. I'm not going to tell you every trade is going to be a winner. We just went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 winners in a row. Now you probably should be done for the day, and that's your loser. Here's your 7th winner. Here's your 8th winner. Here's your 9th winner. Here's your 10th winner. This is no entry because you don't have the 3 line. And now, as we move into the morning, the market does get a little choppier. Your only concern here is that you're trading down into a pivot. That's all. Trading off the pivot gives you the winner. So you're not going to filter out 100% of the losers, but if you get 7 winners in a row, you're going to stand down. Now let me show you, I'll show you the E-mini. And I'll show you this morning. We got unbelievable signals on the E-mini. Winner, winner, winner. I think that, I don't know how many points that is. That's a gigantic winner. Now it's a counter trend trade. It's a little riskier, but that's 11 3/4 points. That's a trade. Does not work. And you have no trade here. That's where we are. So this should finish your day. I mean, all you need, if you can get one 11 3/4 point entry, you should be good. Now this is at 6:30 in the morning. I didn't want to count it, but if you're an early bird, you got that trade. And if you're an earlier bird, You got that trade. So I don't want to represent to you that you can get 100% winners, but you should get about 8.5 winners to every for every 10 trades. Now I'll show you crude. Crude was also unbelievable this morning. Now we can start right here. We have no trade here. Now you can't trade right into the 50. You have to be careful. You have no long trade here, no 3 line. There's your short trade. There's your long trade. There's your short trade, and that's a winner. For us, it is with 5 tick first target, 30 tick second target. There's a winner. There's a continuation. There's a short. There's a winner. There's a winner. Can't take that shorts on a blue 3 line. There's a winner. No 3 line. No 3 line. That probably did not make it on the counter trend. That's your first loser. And there's your, gigantic winner. No short here, no 3 line. They'd be real careful with this trade because it's into a pivot, but it worked. No short, no 3 line. There's your long trade. Up you go. No 3 line on the oscillator signal. There's about 10 trades here and 1 loser. So let me see if there are any questions. Let me just show you our offer. And then if you have any questions, if you want to see other markets. Now the 3 line is right here. I'll show it to you. It's just colored transparent. It's right here. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Momentum, stochastic, order flow, transparent. And here are the gold and royal blue I use to color the down color and the up color. Here's the exponential oscillator. Here's our Uni Renko moving average. Here's this bar close. I'll show you what that does. And here's our, we have a Uni Renko pivots. On the right edge, you can see that the system estimates the close to the upside or the close to the downside of the Uni Renko candle. And this is a 2 Uni Renko. Now we're looking at other markets. We haven't really decided. The reason I wanted to hold off on showing you the NQ is I don't know what speed we're going to trade the NQ yet. Let me show you a stock, because you can trade stocks with this. I haven't looked at the QQQ yet, but we'll take a look at it now. Let's take it from the morning. We'll just take it as the first trade. There's no trade here. That's a blue 3 line. And there's a counter trend up, trend trade down. That's a beautiful continuation with an oscillator, and that can be taken as a continuation trade. There's your counter trend trade with the oscillator and the 3 line. Up you go. No trade, no 3 line. No trade, no 3 line. See how it censors 3 line down, 3 line up. No trade, it's a nice winner, but no 3 line. 3 line, oscillator up. No trade, no 3 line. Wrong direction. Down. Up. Here, no 3 line, no trade. It's a winner, but you can't take it. Up you go. And then finally, you get a loser. Now that's probably a first target. There's a winner. Now that's right into the 50. No part of that candle has breached it. Now here's your up trade, but you don't have the 3 line. Now here's a counter trend. It's not a big move. Unfortunately, you don't have the 3 line. There's your continuation. So, I mean, the point is how many trades do you want or think you should get before anything happens? And you get, like, again, 6 or 7 trades. Here's trade 1. Here's trade 2. Here's trade 3. Here's trade 4. No trade. No trade. Here's trade 5. Here's trade 6. No trade. Here's trade 7. Here's trade 8. Here's trade 9. Here's trade 10. 10 winners in a row. And then finally, and actually it's right here, you finally get a loser. So, it's like I said, you're going to get a loser about 1 to 1.5 trades out of every 10. So let me just go to the offer. I don't want to run over. I only got 7 more minutes, and then I want to be able to answer any questions. So the Uni Renko 3 line is normally $1,100, lifetime license, all upgrades and add-ons we always offer. For a lifetime, it's $599. The first 10 orders to get 1 month in the trading room with me. And if you would have traded with me today, you would have made 70, 85%. And I'll show you this in a second. You get a 10 module weekly educational series and a video tutorial library. It expires on April 25 on midnight. Now, I just want to show you real quickly. I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to open this and just show you. There's $377.50 is what we made today. We trade it. We just don't talk about it. So let me just leave this up, and while I answer any questions, and I've got 5 minutes for questions. Hang on one sec. Okay. Okay, Fred, I think I showed you crude. William, I could show you examples of 5. Listen, what we use is the 10-4-20 on is on forex. The NASDAQ is probably what we're going to use it on, and some of the more expensive stocks. I'm telling you, it gives you the exact same signals, William, as it does on the 5-2-10. I just don't have the time to show them to you, but the signals are identical. Fred, it does not work on Thinkorswim. It's only NinjaTrader right now. Richard, it works really well on bonds. Today in the trading room, I went over the 6E and all the currencies. Great signals. Bonds are a little bit tough to trade on a Uni Renko. And we may have to modify the setting on bonds, and we're still in the process of optimizing it. But bonds trade smoothly, and you're going to get really good signals. I wish I could have the time to show them to you. I would be happy to. Dale, just call us up, okay? The background color has to do with the multi-time frame assessment of the market you're trading. So we want to take a trade in the direction of that multi-time frame assessment. The address of the offer, I'm not sure. That's us, rightlinetrading.com, info@rightlinetrading.com, and there's our phone number. MP, we are just about done with an automatic trading system for Ninja. If you're interested in auto, you should let us know, because all you would have to do is just put it up, turn it on. It would have to be on Ninja and let it run. The trade signals are absolutely terrific. It will be running on Ninja 8 very, very shortly, Steve. Right now it's only on 7, but we're in the process of moving the whole system to 8. So our goal, I mean, our basic platform is on 8, and we'll have this system on 8 shortly. If you're really interested in it, you can use it on 7 for a little while, maybe a week or a week and a half, and then we can move it to 8 for you. I just want you to know we do the whole installation. Sergio will do it for you. You call us up, we schedule a time. He will insert the package, make sure that everything's functioning perfectly. If you have any stocks that you want to trade, we'll give you the Uni Renko settings. If you have a forex system, we'll set it up for you on forex, so you don't have to worry about any of the tech headaches. Because I am a horrible tech guy, and I don't even think about it. So thanks everyone for giving me your time. I really appreciate it. The system is real good. I hope I showed that to you on live charts, not just JPEGs. I didn't want to cherry pick the trades for you. You see that it really does catch a tremendous amount of great moves, and the 3-line really serves as a great sensor to keep you out of bad trades, and that's really our goal. Grab the winners, but sidestep the losers. So have a great afternoon, and no matter what you do, I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope that all of us can make money. So have a great afternoon. Thank you so much for allowing me to talk. Appreciate. Take care, all.